Hey guys, I'm Marcus Buff Bagwell, former WCW pro wrestler, and throughout my career, I've certainly done some dumb stuff. But the dumbest thing I ever did for wrestling is getting calf implants. Wow! In 1993, I get this idea that my calves aren't up to par for my body. Well, where do you start with that? Well, you start with trying to work them out. And I started investigating it. And my body was really coming along. My body went from a very skinny kid, and along the way built it up over years and time and dedication in the gym and dieting and protein, and it was a long journey. But my calves seemed to never catch up. And I found out that this is way before internet and Google and all that. It was word of mouth back then. I found out that scientifically and medically that calves were the most genetic body part there is. Genetic body part means you got it or you don't. You're gifted from your parents. And the genetics of calves get handed down a lot. If you see a father with great calves, pretty much his son's going to have them. The next person you see with what you think is good calves, go up and ask them how many calf raises they've done in their life, and you'll find out that they haven't done any. In the world of bodybuilding, you either got a good calf or you don't. So knowing that, I found a guy named Kelly Owen in Atlanta, Georgia, super great friend of mine, and he had calf implants. And I saw him at the gym one day and said, "Man, your calves look great." He told me they were fake, and I was like, "What?" I investigate them, take a look at them. How did you do it? How much did it cost? I do a 1 or 2 month investigation on this. I drive to South Carolina to see another guy's calves, just to make sure I'm not jumping the gun, doing something crazy. But I'm 23 years old, and it's obvious that I'm going to be in pro wrestling for a long, long time. It seems like I'm going to be in there for the rest of my life. So why not? Why not make that body at 23 years old is the mindset. At 23, why not make it what I think would be the closest to perfect that I can do? So I started investigating how long it takes. I needed 4 to 5 weeks off of wrestling, and that's impossible with WCW. Well, about the same time I was doing my investigation, the company was taking a 4-week break. And I can't remember exactly what month it was, but if you look back at World Championship Wrestling, in 1993, we had a 4-week break from everything. Because I remember playing golf with Sting and everything during that time. Me and not Lex yet, but me and Sting would play golf regularly with Eric Watts. And it was, we had a time off. So I go in, I've scheduled the calf implants. They tell me what it's going to be like. They draw what's going to happen. They tell me everything is $10,000, which, is a lot of money, but when you're making, $150,000 a year, it's not. So I get the $10,000, pay the doctor, fill out all the paperwork, pre-op, all that. Come home from the surgery. Surgery went great. Come home. They tell me how to do it. I can walk on my legs, I can walk on my calves, but I gotta walk in heels. So I had these boots with heels, so it would take some of the pressure off your calf. And day 1 was great, day 2 was decent. Well, day 3, I started really hurting bad. And I remember it ended with me in my living room with my legs up in the air, because if the blood hit him, it was hurting. It was throbbing real bad. So I was laying with the blood not going to my legs. And my mother was like tickling my calves, to make them not hurt. And I remember hurting bad enough that my mom said, "Son, I've never seen you hurt this bad, ever." So she talks me into, I said, "Mom, no." I go, "Give me a Xanax, I'm going to sleep." give me an Ambien or Xanax. I think I had Ambien at the time. I said, give me an Ambien, let me go to sleep. She goes, no, son, I'm telling you, I think you need to go to the hospital. So there was some construction at 75 between our house and Kennestone during that time. So we thought it'd be best to call 911. And so I talked her out of the 911. I said, no, let's just drive. Let's not do that. So we drove the car. She took me. We wheel in to the hospital. And when we do, I didn't know what they were doing, but I had muscle pants on and like flip-flops. He takes my flip-flops off and he feels my foot for some reason. And as soon as he feels my foot, I see they start to cut my pants off. And I go, what's going on? And he goes, your calves have got to come out. And I'm trying to figure out a way that I can keep them. I go, whoa. And we're wheeling toward the operating room. And I go, wait. What do you mean? I go, I want my calves. He goes, well, I'll give you the option. Do you want your calves or do you want your legs? And I went, what? He goes, you're 4 hours away from amputation, knee down on both legs. And I was like, oh my God. I said, well, I guess, let's take the calves out. So I was 4 hours away. Anytime you hear the words I'm getting ready to tell you, if you ask a doctor, it's a devastating thing. It is called compartment syndrome. I had compartment syndrome of the calves. Every muscle you have, your pecs, your bis, your tris, your glutes, your quads, your hamstrings, your calf muscles, every muscle you have is in a pocket. That pocket, when it gets damaged, fills with blood, and your body, your heart doesn't put blood to that part of your body. It cuts off. So there was no blood getting to my feet, which is called compartment syndrome. So they go in, they remove the calves. Amputation is still on the table because they don't know if I'm going to come out of this. So they remove the calves, sew me up, charge me $2,500 to remove them. So I've got $12,500 invested, and I've got the same calves, which is the same skinny calves. But now I've got 2 horrible scars on the back of my legs. So $12,500 later, and the worst physical therapy I've ever had in my life. My physical therapy for the first 2 weeks was to lower my legs below my heart as long as I could. And it looked something like this. I would go, oh God, 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 oh God. Just like that for 2 weeks. I had to wear these compression socks. When I went to the doctor, Slick Johnson, who was our referee, NWO ref, and the guy that was on my show, Dark Side of the Ring, I'd get on his back and he would take me to the hospital for my checkups by me laying in the back of my Explorer. I couldn't sit with my legs down, so I had to lay in the back of my Explorer with my legs up. Then I've got to call, a few days before that, I got to call Eric Bischoff because I'm going to be a whole lot more than 4 weeks. And I got to call Eric and tell him what's going on. Well, the good news is I remember I was back in about 6. So it was only a couple of weeks that I was in trouble for. I didn't get too much trouble because I really busted butt on the physical therapy. I really did what I had to do. No pain, no gain. I busted through it, swimming pool, got in there as fast as I could and really, really physical therapied up. But it was the worst PT I'd ever done in my life. They could not, anytime you hear of anybody that had compartment syndrome, you need to take time out, hear their story, and tell them that you are sorry because they went through a lot. It's a big deal, man. 1993 was the dumbest thing I ever done in my life by getting calf implants. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the subscribe button to stay in the loop for all future videos. And if you're interested in cool NWO shirts like this one right here or other wrestling sports merch, click the link at the top of your screen or in the description of this video. Check it out.